I personally think motivation is like a killer to success. I personally think that because from what I've seen and what I've done when I had motivation, it don't work. I feel like if you depend off of motivation, it's not good, bro. It's not it, bro. It won't help. It won't help nothing. I remember back in high school, like I would depend off of just motivation to do anything, like schoolwork, homework, and making animations because I'm an animator. I've been on and off for about 10 years now. Sports, everything. I remember I used to just go home. I didn't even have a bed back then. Like I still had this room, but I would sleep on the floor. I didn't have a bed. I didn't have a bed frame or a mattress. And I was just such a bum, bro. And like when I was like motivated, I would get all this shit done. I'd make these animations and shit, and I would look at my progress. And then like as soon as the motivation was over, that was it. A lot of people say like they need motivation. No, you need to just work hard. You have to. Like when I first started this YouTube channel, I was just fresh out of high school. But motivation was already starting to go away at that time. Like I wasn't doing motivation or nothing like that. I was just doing it because like I knew what I wanted. Like motivation just isn't what I wanted, you know? Motivation isn't something that I need in my life as I thought I did back then. So I just started doing it because I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I think that's why a lot of people right now are just feeling like super miserable. There are a lot of people who go off of motivation. They say they're procrastinating. They say like they just don't feel like it right now. That's why progress is halting, because you're going off of motivation. You're not doing it because you want to do it. If you go into a class full of fourth graders and sixth graders, they'll tell you, oh, I want to be this, that, and the third, and they'll give you facts on it and stuff like that. You go into a class with a bunch of 12th graders, 11th graders, they'll just be like, oh, well, I want to do this in life, but I don't know, man. I'll just see how it goes. They won't even give you a straight answer. It's like they just completely forgot what they're doing with their lives. Like something in that time span just made them just forget, like, I want to do this because it seems fun and I want to make this my career. And I also blame the adults, because sometimes they'll tell you that's not a real career that'll make you money. When I told them I wanted to do content creation and make video games as a living, like when I told them I wanted to make video games, they were like, oh, okay, you can get into coding. And when I said, oh, I want to do content creation, oh, well, I mean, that won't really make you anything. You shouldn't try it. We've seen countless amounts of people work their asses off making content and work. I show speed. Dude's like, what? He's like the same age as me now. He started out in his room. He didn't think this shit was just gonna magically work. He just did it, and it worked. And people don't like him for him being him, but that's just how it's always gonna be, because those people just thought that he would never make it out. And that's what I find like so amazing about I Show Speed. It's like the dude worked his ass off, crazy athletic, worked hard, and even with all this, the situation that what happened with his mom and all that, even when he got kicked out and had to move to where live with his dad, it worked. He didn't stop. He didn't think, damn, like nobody wants to see me shine. My family don't want to see me shine. Like I just can't do it no more. No, he just was like, all right, I'm gonna bounce back. Like that's the number one thing that was so inspiring to me. He always bounced back. Like every time creators, when Phantom, for example, mom was shutting off his internet. His mom was training his brother to shut off his internet. He would go out full on wars with his parents because they didn't think that content creation was a real thing. Like, and it really, like back then, it was a fluke. It was a fluke. You only heard about the biggest creators on YouTube, really. And even then, no one gave a fuck about them either. And just said it's all luck. You know what I mean? It is absolutely wild how a lot of people, even to this day, will shut down a dream because it just seems too crazy to them. Like it's just like, it's like mythical to them. It's like legends. They've never heard of this before. They never thought anything of this before. So they just think like, nah, this is a myth. You can't do this. Like this isn't something that's even humanly possible. Only the gods can show us that this is a real thing. And I find that wild. And that's why I always blame the adults, because they'll shut a kid's dream down right then and there. It only takes a couple words. No matter what, it only takes a couple words for a kid to be like, oh, okay, well, if it's not possible and the adult said it, then I guess I just won't try it anymore. Mind you, that kid probably has a crazy talent, and that crazy talent, what was he trying to go for? You know what I'm saying? Trying to play the flute. And the flute's not even a real instrument. You need to play the piano. Oh, I guess I'll just play the piano then. I guess I just won't play the flute. Like, what? Let the kid play the flute. The hell? It's crazy. I find that wild. I find that wild. When you shut a kid's dream down like that, bro, you turn them into something that they just don't want to be, and then they become miserable over time because of it. So they'll do things that seem fun to them because you shut down that one thing that they wanted to do, you know? And that's why I feel like I get so inspired when I watch other creators, because like I've always bounced back. I was always the type of guy who was like, damn, I just took an L, gotta bounce back. I took 2 L's in a row, gotta bounce back, like always. And I love seeing them because they did the same thing. And they've went through worse situations than me, you know? I went through some crazy shit, but they've went through some crazy shit. And they always just bounce back. They always just say, all right, cool, this happened, cool, whatever. Let's try it again. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful to see creators who, I'm Dante, such a perfect example. How could I forget about I'm Dante? Like, I'm Dante working at Wendy's. Did he want to be in there all those days? Fuck no. He worked as a janitor, and I remember hearing his story, how the dude said, or no one said anything. He went into the room and he was trying to talk to the guy typing on his computer and stuff. And Dante was trying to have small talk with him, and the guy just puts up the trash can, doesn't even look at him, and still typing on the computer. And I'm just sitting there thinking like, yo, I don't know if I could do it. And mind you, Dante almost took his, you know what I'm saying, his own, because it was that was just so dehumanizing. Because, and it wasn't just that situation, it was a buildup of situations, like, and he still decided to keep going. He still decided to keep going after that, because he knew that this isn't something that he wanted. So he worked his ass off to get to where he is now. Blew up in 2020, and it worked. And now look where he's at. You know what I'm saying? It's just beautiful. It is amazing to see people like that. Kai Cenat, everybody talks crazy about Kai Cenat. The dude was in his college dorm, up for days in a row making content, and his mom would send him some money every time he really needed it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've looked at these people's stories, and it's like, these people worked their ass off to get to where they're at, bro. Their hardest, because they had to. They didn't do it off of motivation. They didn't do it because, you know, motivation was like, they did it because they knew it would work. So of course they would not give up on a dream that they had. You know what I'm saying? And I personally believe that's just the most beautiful thing, like, about humans, is that we're not gonna give it up if we know that, like, what we have is what we have. You know what I'm saying? Like, is beautiful, man. It's genuinely beautiful.